What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tristin. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, fantastic day, night, whatever it is, wherever you may be. Today, what I got for you guys is a highly requested video for the channel, and that is talking about how to better your aim in Black Ops 6. Obviously, with Season 1 already active and some new events on the way, a lot of people have also been talking about hit detection, skill-based matchmaking, and also just how sweaty lobbies are and missing a lot of shots. So I thought I would show you guys how my aim is in Black Ops 6, the settings that I use, so that way you guys don't have to deal with the same problems that you were used to in the beginning of Black Ops 6. Now, before we go any further, if you guys could please leave a like on the video as well as subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. And make sure to hit the little notification bell down below to stay up to date when I post here on the channel, guys. That being said, let's get to it. Now, first off, I'm just going to go quickly over controller inputs and sensitivity because this is a really important thing. So first off, I like to keep my inputs as they are. And then for horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity, I have it a 6. Typically, I would play anywhere between a 5 to a 7. If you're somebody who's very quick and fast and wanting that movement, then 7 is going to be great. But if you're somebody who wants to be sort of very strategic and very slow, I'd say go with a 5. That's just my personal opinion, but right in the middle at 6 is perfect. Now, obviously, you don't need to change any of these other things besides dead zone inputs. Now, this is the first big thing. You want to have your left stick min at 5. Now, the reason why I say that, and I'll show you here from the dead zones, is that your aim is going to basically be like this, okay? Versus if it was at 100, you would basically have just an absolute nightmare of a day. And when I mean that, like, let's take this for an example. If I put this all the way back up at 100 or at 75, and I show you, it's just not going to be fun, okay? So by doing this where you are essentially at this kind of level of 5, is just going to be absolutely better for you across the board. What that means is that that area is going to prevent stick drifting and stuff like that. Additionally, your left stick max you want to have at 25, and again, just to kind of show you why that's important is because you're not going to have a lot of issues when it comes down to that. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, as far as your right stick min goes, I would probably keep this at a 10, and then you want your right stick max to be at 100. The reason why is because that way your movement is going to be really good, and at the same time, you're not having to produce a maximum input. Dead zones are one of the biggest problems in Black Ops 6 right now, so that is something that I want to show you guys. Now, as far as triggers go, I basically have these at 0. That means that no matter how I press the triggers, these are going to immediately go off, okay? And that is something that is really, really important. Now, moving on to aiming. Aiming is the next big thing that I want to show you guys, okay? So with sensitivity multipliers, I would keep these all at 100. Now, if you want to change your ADS sensitivity multiplier, that's perfectly fine, but keep in mind this only applies while focusing to steady your aim. So it only works when you're aiming down sights. For me, I have this at a 0.65. I know some people might like to have it at a 0.5 or a 0.7. For me, I personally just like it here. Now, moving into the advanced settings. This is really important. I need you guys to hear me out. The first one that we're going to change is the sensitivity transition timing. Now, I used to be playing on instant, but you really need to be playing on gradual, and here's why. As you guys can read on screen, it progressively applies to aiming down sights as you're going from hipfire to fully zoomed in. That means that your sensitivity is going to get better with aiming down sights, and you're going to be able to get kills quicker and faster and be able to decimate your enemies, which is important. Obviously, if you guys want to have a good experience and not go 10 and 90, you're going to want to have this. Now, for third person, I would say that assist is perfectly fine to have. Now, the other one that I will say, precision could be actually really good because if you're transitioning between third person and first person, correcting your aim so the crosshair is at the same point after transitioning is really good. But otherwise, this is perfect because assist basically prioritizes it keeping the crosshair at other players. The next one, and this is a big thing that you need to look at, is your aim response curve type. Now, most people are probably playing on standard, which is not really good. What you want to be doing is playing on dynamic. This is going to be for more experienced players, which if you're playing Black Ops 6, you probably are. And this is going to give you fast starting movement that slows down to the aiming rate. And it also has a unique curve mapping that will work with the dead zones that we put on our left and right thumbsticks. That is something that's really important. And if you're on PC as well, it's the same kind of thing that I would recommend because it's just going to be a lot better. Now, if you're somebody who's in the middle between standard and dynamic, linear could be good for you. The other thing that I want to show you, and this is really important, is your custom sensitivity per zoom. You really want to have this at a 0.90. I know some people probably will want to have it at lower because what this will do is set your sensitivity while aiming down sights and make it a lot better across the board. So those are the big ones. Now, I also want to talk about a few things that I've noticed personally. When it comes down to it, with aim down sight behavior, it is better to have as a hold versus toggle. And at the same time as well, what you really want to look at is your manual firing behavior. Now, you can press once for each shot or hold. I think it's probably better to do a press, but that is just up to you. Additionally, we'll look at the combat advanced settings. You really don't want to change any of these kinds of things across the board because ultimately, changing any of these kinds of things will really screw you up. The only one that I probably would actually get rid of is toggling on sprint, canceling reloads. And here's why I say this. If you're rushing around the map and you immediately get into a gunfight with an enemy, you are going to end up having a really terrible time. If you're sprinting though, and you come into contact with an enemy, then this could be perfect for you. I would recommend trying this out to see if it works best for you. But that's what I think actually works best. So overall, guys, that is everything that I have for you guys to become a better player in Black Ops 6 and have better aim. And that way you're not having to suffer from skill-based matchmaking, skill-based damage, and EOMM as well. If you guys did enjoy the video, though, please make sure to, again, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. And with that being said, my name is Tristin. I'll see all of you guys in the next one.